to my channel, and thank you so much for tuning in and watching my video. Welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in and watching my new video. If you are new on the channel, welcome. My name is Naiza, also known as Naiza. Please make sure that you don't leave without subscribing to the channel and join the Naiza gang family, the cool family, okay? And to my oldies, thank you so much, you guys, for your love, your loyalty, your support, and everything else in between. Yeah, guys, another sit-down video. I'm so excited about this one. Unpopular opinions part 2. So the first unpopular opinions I did was last year. So this is the first one for 2023, baby. And I've got my notebook ready. I'm gonna jump right into this video. Let's go. In the last video of this, let's just call it episode of this episode, I asked you guys to please recommend topics that you guys would love me to cover, but I only got one recommendation. So I'm asking you again, guys, please do recommend and let me know what you guys would like me to cover. So the only recommendation that I got from the comment section is from Nomfundo Machika. I hope I'm pronouncing your surname right. Sweets, we call her Sweets on her channel. Her name is Nomfundo Machika, and the question she asked was I must answer or give my opinion on the pros and cons of marrying for money. And I laughed when I saw this, and I remember responding to her, and I said, well, I have never been married for money. So I wouldn't know the pros and cons because personally I haven't been married for money, but I figured, well, in order to have an opinion on something, you don't necessarily have to have experienced it, or lived it. You can have an opinion just as a human being, just as a person. The pros of marrying for money is definitely the abundance of, consistently having that money and that money never running out. Well, if that never happens, because you can be rich and lose all your wealth. Or let's suppose you are rich forever, you're wealthy forever, whatever. And the pros of marrying for money is the fact that you will never run out of that money. You never have to worry about where your next meal is going to come from. You never have to worry about bills. You never have to worry about getting anything that you desire material wise, anything that is bought, right? Those are the pros. And the fact that if you've got children with this man, your children will never ever have to suffer in any way, whether it's poverty. Your kids will never have to be, I don't know, they will never have to suffer basically because of money, in terms of money, guys. So I'm covering materialistic aspects of it, okay? And also, as I say, whatever you desire materialistically, you can attain or achieve, or can just buy anything with money. If you feel like you want to fly and have tea in England or in Cape Town, you do exactly that anytime. And all those things, it makes life soft and easy, and really not having to worry about anything financially or materialistically, right? So the cons maybe of marrying for money is basically you are fake, you're a liar, you don't love this man or this woman that you married for money. You just married them because they give you convenience, they give you money, they make your life easy. And if you'll be married to the love of your life, but maybe at the time the love of your life is broke, he doesn't have money or she doesn't have money, and therefore you chose this rich man or woman to be your husband or wife. Therefore you are depriving yourself, if you think about it, of experiencing that true love from your end more, especially because maybe those rich man or woman loves you dearly, but your heart and your feelings, your desires, your romantic feelings and everything else are with somebody else who happens to not have money. Or even if there's nobody else in that case, but the fact that you really did not marry this person for money, for love, you are robbing yourself of ever experiencing true love. So the second one is fat and sit. For my international service, fat and sit is moving in together before marriage. What do I think about that? So my opinion on that, my true and honest opinion on that, is that I don't think I don't think it's necessary to do a fat and sit. And I don't think it's great, and I don't think it's a good idea. Yeah, guys, it's only because why are you both giving each other privileges of married people if marriage is your end goal? And it's just, you get those privileges. Like, if you really want to have those privileges, marry her, marry him, you know, get married and have those privileges. But the ideas of fat and sit, I know we are at that time, maybe we are in love, we are crazy about each other, we just want to see each other every day. Just have your own separate places. You can see each other every day, there's nothing wrong. He can come to your place, you'll go to his place. But I will say, so my opinion on that is that I don't agree with it. I don't think it's a great idea, and it takes away those great benefits of being married, right? I don't think it's a great idea, really. I don't subscribe to it. And I will tell you guys that I have been in a fat and sit relationship once. Maybe that's why my opinion is what it is today, because of my experience. But just in general also, I just don't agree with it. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I've been in a fat and sit situation, and I wouldn't recommend it. Highly not recommend it. So the third point is black text. So what's my opinion on black text? Firstly, I don't like the word black text. Right, black text is a situation where, for my other subbies who might not know the term black text, it's a situation where you find yourself you have to help your family members financially, right? So in a family in South Africa, commonly a regular black person finds themselves having to help their families financially with no choice, really, because if you don't help them, who else do you expect to help them? And really, can you really sleep at night knowing that your mother, father, cousin, your sisters are not even eating, you know? So I think it's an unfair reality, but it is what it is. So if you do have the means and you are able to, in my opinion, I think it's the right thing to do to help your family, and just make sure that you help them in such a way that it benefits you also. What I mean by that is that maybe if you you know that maybe at home you grew up with parents that were really not financially literate, what you need to do then for your siblings maybe is make sure that you teach them financial literacy, you know, good saving methods, all those things to make sure that they understand and know the value of money, so that also after maybe you take them to school, they can understand the value of money and grow themselves, so that we don't end up like our parents or great-grandparents. And I'm not saying the reason they are where they are is because of financial literacy. I'm just making an example. So also another flip side to this one is finding yourself helping your family members and then them being entitled to your money. That's an absolute no-no, and that's just not right, and I don't think anybody should go through that. If you find yourself in this situation, I'm so sorry that you're going through that, but I hope you find the balls to, number one, stand up to your family and tell them that no one is entitled to your money. You are doing this from the goodness of your heart, because you could just have been a person that says every man for himself, right? So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. This point is so long, but the point the main point about this one is that everyone looks the same these days. The same as in, people are doing the same surgeries. Everybody wants to look like Kim Kardashian. Everyone wants to have a big butt. Everyone wants to have a BBL body. Everyone wants to, even in content creation, you know, everybody wants to do the same thing. It's like there's no variety of a lot of different things, and I really think what we should try and do is not all of us should be doing the same thing here, let alone look the same. That is so boring. That is why we all look different, man. Why must we all look the same? We must have plump lips, so we must come with BBL, no man, we must all look different. Even fashion wise, we must dress differently. it just feels like every time we go into the internet, everybody's looking the same, especially these filters, you know, they all make us look the same. And if you look at these filters, all of them are about high cheekbones and I don't know. I just feel like we all look the same, and somehow our content is also a little bit the same, like same morning routine, same fashion clothings. And I get it, there's fashion trends and but I just feel like you go onto the internet or wherever, and it just feels like everyone looks the same. You step out, people, you miss, you know, you look at them, you're like, is that Kim Kardashian? Is that Khloe Kardashian? Is that, you know, everybody looks the same. I just think, especially when it comes to content creation, I think you can just do whatever the hell you like and what you want and put it out there and just add a spin with your personality, because really nobody is you. You're the only person in this world that can be you. Nobody can be you. Everybody can try and mimic you, but I don't know, I just feel like we all look this. Okay, this one is a little bit serious, so let me have a sip. And I don't want to come on here and tell you guys about my opinion and then I say I don't know. Let me stop saying I don't know. I know. So this one is hypersexualization of teens and children. So this hypersexualization of teens and children, it's just so disheartening, man. It's just so awful for me to watch, you know, especially on social media, but also in real life. I feel like there's just a lot of sexual attention and sexual energy around just teenage, more, let me not even say children, like just around teenagers. Those people are, yeah, they basically are still children, you know. Why are you so hypersexual? Why, as a teenager, you shouldn't be so sexual, baby. You shouldn't be so sexual. But I suppose it's because now in general the world, we hypersexualize everything, guys. Like every single thing is hypersexualized. You know, I'm the type of person that really doesn't agree with what I see on social media, like every single day. For example, take things that Megan Thee Stallion does, like twerking. I mean, I'm not just speaking on Megan. There's a lot of people that do that. She's the only person that came to mind right now. But you're twerking with your coochie almost all over the internet in front of the camera, like this is your coochie and you're twerking. Why? Like, what is the need? What is the reason? People just being hypersexual and showing their booties. I don't vibe with that culture. My opinion on that is really, truly, it is unnecessary. I'll also give you guys an example to say the Western culture really made us sexualize every single thing from the African concept, right? Context is Lungu. But if you look at the San people, for example, till today, even the Zulu people till today, in their traditional gears, the Zulu peoples, literally the women and the men are half naked, and that is not sexualized. In fact, if you find yourself around a Zulu maiden or a Zulu gent and they are half naked, you don't go, oh, it's actually very respected in the Zulu culture. Even just me as a person that's outside the Zulu culture, I respect it, I love it, I admire it. You see young girls, wishes maidens, in case they wear their traditional clothing without bras, walking barely showing their breasts. That is not sexualized. So in the African context, that is not who we are naturally. So this whole hypersexual thing is what we adopted from the Western culture, and it's just so barbaric, if you ask me. Also, again, today the San people, the Khoisan people, if you go there today, you find them in the Northern Cape, in the Namibia, in Botswana. They are walking around half naked. You go guys, it's not an African thing. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but on this one, I hope this video is not going to be long. But even if it's long, please watch it. So the second last point is luxury content. You know, the luxury content phenomena that's happening on social media, especially I think in the YouTube streets, but I think it's everywhere. It's on TikTok. I'm not a big TikTok person, but I hear a lot of people talk about it. That is on TikTok, it's on Instagram, it's everywhere. So what is my opinion on luxury content? Actually, to be quite honest, I love seeing luxury girls content. I subscribe to not a lot of it, but I do subscribe to some girls. At the top of my head, I will name your, and I'm talking about real stuff, name Cindy from Kong. Cindy from Kong, not fake stuff, like real stuff. At the top of my head, Kifi Boo, Naledi M, Jackie Aina, those type of girls, you know. I love seeing that for them. I love seeing us living in luxury, living in money, living that, you know, because again, all our lives for generations, we've just been forced to identify with poverty. We've just by default been forced to be the face of poverty as black people. So perhaps that is why I appreciate that and I like watching it, right? But I'm also in the same breath not a very big fan of watching that like all the time. If you're my favorite person like Naledi is, I watch her stuff. If she's got a luxury unboxing thing, I won't go out of my way to watch it. If it pops on my thingy, I'll just watch it because I like Naledi. So my opinion on that is that, yeah, that's my opinion on that. But in addition to that, personally, right, when I have the money to do it, which will be soon, I will. One day soon, I will have the money to do it. Personally, right, guys, and I'm going to put up this video, right, it's always going to be on the internet. Somebody must quote me and drag me if I do otherwise. Unless maybe it's campaign work, right? Please, don't leave out this part when you quote me. Unless it is campaign work, I will not personally with my own money purchase any luxury brands that are not black owned. I'm sure some of you saw it that I was going to say that. If it's not black owned, then I'm not going to purchase it with my own money. Why am I buying Gucci? Why am I buying LV? Why? No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to purchase XOXO. I'm going to purchase David Valley. I'm gonna purchase Rich and Nisi. You know, I'm just calling out South African luxury designers. You know, that's what I'm gonna do personally. That's actually my plan. It's almost like a plan. In fact, I actually have to find out more of African. I remember African luxury African designers. I remember that there is actually somewhere on Instagram. There is. I know if I can search, I will find that page. I am following it on Instagram, where they created a platform for luxury African luxury brands, not just in Africa, African anywhere in the world, whether they're in Britain, in Brazil, wherever. So what I'm saying is, if it's an African brand, like your Tebe Magugu, that is where I'm going to do my luxury unboxings. So my opinion on that is that we also need to make sure that if you want to participate in this market, that we support each other and we go big and we go all out for each other. I'm not saying people must desert your Tom Fords and whoever, but what I'm saying is the same energy that we give to whites and Europeans and whichever people that are there with luxury, we must give it to our own. That's the only way that we can make sure that everybody's fair game. Imagine if the whole of Africa says, okay, please, we will buy Tom Ford sometimes, but our main money goes to Rich and Nisi as an example. Imagine how huge Rich and Nisi is going to be, and have a fair game in the luxury market. So I just think my opinion is that if we don't support our own, if you don't buy black luxury designers, how are they going to go? How are they going to compete against your Tom Fords? They actually can, provided we consciously become their customers. So again, I repeat, when wait till I get my money right. The last one is also maybe a little bit too deep, but I'll make it light and short. The last one is, I think the world currently is shifting into satanic ways. Hear me out. We grew up in a conservative and maybe oppressive conservative ways of life or whatever. Mari, right now, as an honest person, you cannot deny that the world is moving funny. The world is moving, I feel like it's moving into satanic ways of doing things. There's a difference in feminist movements and fighting. There's a difference in fighting for just activism things, I won't name them. There's a difference in that, but in the same breath, we can't. in the same breath, I don't agree. I'm not going to say we can't, because everybody can do what they want. But my opinion and my observation is that the world is just not moving right. You can't do it off, man. The world is just not moving right. The world is more accepting of things just don't make sense. Regardless of what the Bible says, of what the religion says, or what the Quran says, or what the whatever else says, right? Regardless of that, but in terms of just moving right, the world is just not moving right. It's like there's a satanic, there's some, like, back in the day, guys, I'll make a very nice example. And I know some people call it liberation, whether it's sexualization or speaking up for yourself or whatever the story is. But for example, Akibaka satanic, and let's also a little bit define what demonic and what demonic also is, because our idea of demonic is evil, I don't know, those creatures, witchcrafting. That's just not the only thing. There are other many things that are satanic that we don't even define as satanism. For example, slavery, racism, jealousy, etc., etc. Those things are satanic. They're demonic. So I lost my train of thought. But the point that I'm trying to bury here, I'm trying to make here, is that the world is just moving funny. Yes, I was gonna give you guys an example. For example, there's this whole thing on South African Black Twitter where everyone is so excited and praises AMA 2000 for standing up to their parents, and I'm like, guys, that is just demonic. It's just not right. I don't even want to quote the Bible, but you cannot speak to your parent like you cannot address your parent like you're addressing your friend. You cannot stand up to your parents in a disrespectful way. It's honestly not what you say, it's how you say it. There's a way of standing up for yourself and speaking up for yourself. Yes, our parents come from very, very different generations, but I agree with them in terms of how we carry ourselves today. It's very disturbing to witness it. For me, it's really appalling. I personally will not even, my child will not even, it will not even be a thought. If it's a thought and I know about that thought will just be, I don't know. But please, I cannot stand things like that. You cannot come to your parent and speak to your parent like they address your parents like they are your friend. Never. Don't do that. That is disrespectful. Disrespectfulness is demonic. It's satanic. It's things that are not righteous, that are just not godly, if I may put it so, without sounding religious. And you guys know that I'm not religious on this channel. I'm not religious, but I'm saying a lot of times we need to actually backtrack and say, I see a lot of older people saying, in my day, if I said that to my mom would slap me. I'm not promoting violence, and I'm not saying that that's a solution. But what I'm saying is, we need to make sure that we understand what is happening. We see what is right, we see what is wrong, and we address what is right. What is wrong, right then and there. Because if we continue with this culture and we let this AMA 2000 behave the way they are behaving, please believe me, the world is going to decay. It's going to rot. Things are going to smell in our faces, and it's going to be out of control. And us as a generation and as a people will be doomed. So if you don't ripanganye and just be back on the straight and narrow and just try to do things right, I'm not saying perfect, but right. There's no morals anyway. There's no anymore. There's no values, no morals. Look at this TV program now again. That's on TV. Prostitutes. What is that, guys? That's degrading. That is. You cannot tell me that is godly. You cannot tell me that is righteous. You cannot tell me that is holy. You cannot tell me as an African spiritual person that is something the ancestors approve of and are praise and are happy about. You cannot tell me, just even as an atheist, that is right, that is correct, that's okay. You praise it, you agree with it, you subscribe to it. It must just be done. There must be lawlessness. At the rate things are going, I'm telling you, we're going to say that rape is fine, we don't care. Molestation is fine, we don't care. Everybody's free to do what they want to do. If you identify as a molester and sleeping with kids, it's okay. guys, it's just dirty. It's just dirty. Maybe I'm preaching, but yo, it's dirty. It can't do off, and it's big, and a lot of us as the people and the birth people who have the birthright to be here on earth. We need to question a lot of things, and we need to make sure that we fix a lot of things that we all can see are wrong. I'm certain that I'm not the only one that feels this way, and I'm certain I'm not the only one that sees these things. Some of us do turn a blind eye, and some of us, I don't want to be the person that turns a blind eye in my own little space or around me when and if those things happen. Please, I'll call them out. It's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching this far. If you've watched up until this far, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up, and please please do leave me a rose to show me that you have watched until this far. And again, to my oldies, thank you so much, you guys, for your love, your loyalty, your support, and everything else in between. And if you're new on the channel, please make sure that you don't leave without subscribing to the channel and join the Naiza gang family, the cool family, okay? And everyone, please remember to click on that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. And everyone, please remember to share this video on your socials with your friends, Abomalo, Abomkulu, Abugogo, and everybody else. And do interact with me on the comment section down below. I definitely do interact back, and I will definitely see you guys on my next one. I love you guys. See you soon. Bye. And did you guys see my makeup? Bye guys.